Today's podcast is brought to you by Audible.com. Get a free audiobook download at audiblepodcast.com/Sorgatron Media. Over 75,000 titles to choose from for your iPod, iPhone, or MP3 player.
Just wait, just wait, just wait, just wait. Wait for the perfect time, then attack. Don't give up what you want, take it back. Wait for the perfect time, then attack. Do what you want.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Wrestling Mayhem Show 268. We're back. They're back. Chachi's still here.
I'm here on the couch.
He's over there somewhere. Hey, with us. Was there something else I do? Who cares? With us is Chachi on the couch.
I'm on the couch.
He's Chachi on the couch. He's so low on the couch.
He's currently Casey at the bat.
I'm comfy.
There you go. And then we have the angry, the maddest, the verklempt Mike.
He is angry tonight.
He's got a shield thing up. I don't
He
think
is
it's showing.
huge.
It's he's got
Angry.
a shield.
I mean, his level of anger tonight
yes,
is it's high.
and the WrestleFan, less angry, still unemployed.
Because I would like to apologize to the Mayhem fans to announce. Sadly, I will be pursuing future podcasting endeavors. I am kind of turning in my resignation, if you will, from here at the Wrestling Mayhem Show. So yeah.
Are you just quitting
Bitches.
everything? Is that what's happening? I can't.
Well, you're just quitting the Mayhem show?
Listen,
Best show ever!
Yeah, I think I can make a little bit more success.
I'd work at the Jack in Box.
Living in a van down by the river. So.
What are these outdated references, man? He's talking Cosby
do
Show.
you know about
How do you
that?
know
You don't
that?
even know a Wishbone.
Man, WrestleFan, I'd work at the Jack in the Box, but I don't know how.
I'm going to go tell the papers.
WrestleFan.
I'm going to go tell the paper.
I'm going to tell the papers.
You have to.
Damn it! You guys stepped on my joke.
It's all over the place. I'm sorry.
It doesn't matter.
I was gonna say I would get him a want ad because I had to go to the papers.
If you had
Yeah.
to.
All right. Anyways,
I'm pretty sure that wasn't funny.
I don't know what's going on
Fuck
anymore.
you, Chachi.
Take that, Chachi, in the face.
In your
Joey
face.
hates you.
This is the Wrestling Mayhem
Good.
Show, of course.
She's a whore.
Whoa.
What?
You can hit us up at WrestlingMayhemShow.com.
Is it time for the email?
Hey, we're over at SorgatronMedia.com as well. There's lots of stuff going on
Yes.
over there. Or you can hit us up at Mayhem Show on Twitter. There's lots of stuff going on there. We pass a lot of news, a lot of stuff. And follow all our friends here. You'll see them on screen if you're on the video version. Also, you can email us like so many people do. I don't know if there's as many this week, but we've had a really good run of them.
There's a lot of emails.
There's a lot of emails. I have not checked my email in a couple hours. I could be in trouble. Good times. Yes, at WrestlingMayhemShow.com. Or you can.
WrestleFan, you aren't even trying anymore.
No,
You're
he
just
isn't.
phoning it in.
He is.
Somebody...
What?
They took her chair. They took her chicken in the back chair.
I quit my job. Before 12206 WMS 09670. And yes.
Sorg.
What? What?
If you got a thought in the wrestling world, who you gonna call? Wrestling Mayhem.
Yeah, no,
Whoa,
stop.
wow.
Stop.
He's trying
Come
too
on.
hard.
No.
Guess what he was watching on TV the
Stop.
other day? Where's my phone at so I
Wasn't
can show
actually.
people?
Over here?
But,
Is that-
but
no,
seriously,
I'll load it up on here.
call us up when you're drunk. 412-206 WMS0.
Ding.
There we go.
You gotta add a sound effect in the end.
Or if
it's
you
gotta
happen to
be
be-
complete.
If you happen to be bad with numbers, yet you're good at technology and have an iPad.
That's me.
That's him.
Well, no,
have
that's
an
not me.
iPad or some sort. We do have a Wrestling Mayhem Show application for $1.99 on the App Store for Android and iOS devices. So
$1.99.
please check it out. Support the show. We appreciate it. It goes to WrestleFans Get That Cookie Fund.
Get that cookie.
There you
Get
go.
that cookie.
We got quick links on here. All the bonus content, of course. Stuff that, quick links to the website. Quick links to the Twitter. Chachi just broke the microphone. There you go.
Chachi-
that's
Chachi
what's
breaks
going
shit on the
on.
Wrestling Mayhem
I didn't
Show.
break it. It came off the stand.
Again?
Yes, please buy the app so we can buy a new stand that Chachi just broke. Okay.
Buy the app so we can buy a new tchotchke.
So you can buy a new tchotchke. Buy a new tchotchke to replace the tchotchke. There he is.
We had an extra letter, so it's better.
There you go. But no, all the Twitter and the emails. I don't know why.
Look at my microphone. Hey, look, wait.
Look at my mic,
Mister.
What the hell?
I'm holding it upside down like Mr. Kennedy. And it
Mr.
drops
Walker Cock.
Walker Cock!
Everything from this is going to be the most unintelligible episode ever. Oh, we're turning you down.
I highly doubt that Bobby is on it.
Oh, wow!
Oh.
There's a made for your replacements last. Wait! I still have more stuff I'm supposed to do here. You can hit us up. Some of our delicious stories, although we haven't been good with it lately. Delicious.com/Wrestling Mayhem. Please add us, subscribe to us on iTunes. You're still muted. Leave some comments on iTunes. We're also on WrestlingMayhemShow.blip.tv. Search for us on MediaFly on your Roku box, on Blip TV on those apps. YouTube.com/Wrestling Mayhem Show. I'm not turning you up. We have clothing.
What?
We have clothing on the website.
Wait,
on
as big
Spreadshirt.
as advocates of we are as nakedness, we have clothing?
Yes. Yes.
Turn me up.
There you
Oh,
go.
there we go.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hold on.
I fixed
Look
it.
at what Chachi did with the microphone.
Yeah.
You
Turn it up.
What are you doing? You're like hiding behind the microphone.
I don't know. It looked cool.
I don't know.
Why?
Wait,
Did
hold on.
you smoke a doobie outside?
I don't do drugs.
No.
Bullshit.
I don't know. Mood swings? Check.
Awesome Cats just put me in a good mood.
Apparently, yeah. Riz is asking in the chat room, is Chachi drunk?
No.
And we have underwear?
What?
I don't know.
No,
Maybe wear-
you'll know if Chachi's drunk because he will pour soda all over the banner behind him.
Don't do that.
Don't you
Say
do
what's
that.
up to people in the chat room. Mad Mike's, of course, hanging out in there. Riz, Bobby F. J. Town, the Hot Wheels, who sold his cart. See, and now we'll be selling ad space on our banner because that seemed to work.
Wait.
What?
You put him on the banner?
I put his cripple card on the banner for the show last week.
Did you really?
Yes, I did.
That's
It was like Wrestling Mayhem show cripple card. It was awesome. What are you
All
doing
right,
over
Sorg.
there? Yes.
You know,
All right. Here we go.
the people come here. The people come here.
Yeah.
They come here for a little bit of wrestling,
Yeah.
a little bit of mayhem,
A little bit.
a little bit of show,
Okay.
a whole lot of Mad Mike. Let's be honest.
What? I'm the
They
famous
don't
one here,
come.
bitch.
They don't come to this program to be sold things. Sorg,
Oh, dude.
Sorg.
Well, you sell an app.
Sorg, they don't come to this show to be sold a product. Not at all. Not even a little bit.
No, I agree with Mad Mike. Mad Mike's right. So next, to mention on the
Russell
Wrestling
Finn
Mayhem
clearly
show, go
wasn't
see
watching
Fast
video.
Five
No,
with
he wasn't.
the one Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Yes, that's right, folks.
Don't see that shit. See Thor this weekend.
Actually, I was going to see them both. So,
Well,
Vin
look
Diesel,
who's
please-
fancy
please
Mr. Walker Cock over there.
Vin Diesel, please pay us.
Yeah, working up on your ivory tower in Pittsburgh, PA, and your 45th floor, and your mahogany desk, and your...
Seriously.
wow.
I don't know.
What the hell?
Seriously.
All right.
That?
All right.
It's like
let's
fucking Gotham
let's
City
correct
with
this
Judge
course.
Let's do some
Okay.
email.
Let's do
then.
some emails. Hey, we have stickers.
We do
We
have
got
stickers.
an email. We got one email from
Hey, we
one
have
person.
stickers. We have stickers. Hey, if you email us and say, I want stickers,
Yes.
I'll send you an address. And you can
Sorg.
send a sassy,
A sassy.
and get these stickers.
Self-addressed stamped
You're not
envelope.
selling this. You just have to pay for a stamp and send it to me. This is still playing stuff.
Yes.
And you can get... I'll give you a handful of these stickers. Whatever. Depends on the
So-
size of your envelope.
I'll throw them at you. Whichever you catch, you can
Look
take.
at my stickers!
Look at my stick! Ers.
Okay.
That didn't work at all.
No.
I threw it at Chachi.
You
It
did.
didn't get to the couch.
I
anyways.
want stickers, Sorg.
Send me a sassy, and I'll
I
send them
like,
to you.
I like stickers.
You know where I live.
I like to put them on.
Hey.
I like to put them on my drawings.
Hey.
and thing.
Hey.
Hey.
Can we do the email?
Let's do an email. You got one
Yeah,
from Riz.
I did. As the official voice of the Riz, I have an email.
I still want to know who decided that.
I did. Hold on, let me fix the mic. There we go. And I quote, WMS!
Boo!
As most of you know, the school year is ending.
What?
It says, as most of you know.
Because we're all in school.
Right.
I am.
Fucking Riz.
As most of you know, the school year is ending.
So angry.
And I see only fit to give you my best of in different levels of high school or college, freshman through senior. This is going to be a long email. Son of a bitch.
That's what
Freshman.
Doesn't want to be the voice of Riz anymore.
Alberto Del Rio. His meteoric?
Meteoric.
Yeah, meteoric.
Spell it out, Chachi.
Shut your mouth, whore. Rise started this year.
Me a whore.
And was by far one of the most impressive new guys that came into the picture during this past year. Who knows? Maybe one day he will actually have a championship sooner than later. Sophomore. It's a tie. Usually sophomores suffer a slump, and then the two wrestlers both featured a good-sized slump. Oh, okay, never mind. Both featured a good-sized slump over the past year. I thought he just completely skipped over the wrestlers. Wade Barrett. Enter cheesy Wade Barrett impersonation here.
Mike?
Cheesy Wade Barrett impersonation here.
Yeah, I don't do that.
Christ, you're even worse.
I know. Went from leading one of the most dominant groups in all of sports entertainment, becoming #1 contender.
He's a container.
He was also a #1 container.
He holds things.
Cox.
He keeps things fresh.
And
Billy Mays advertised for Wade Barrett in his last infomercial.
And becoming a leader of a shittier version of Nexus, and having to settle with becoming Intercontinental Champion. Next. Remember when Drew McIntyre debuted?
Oh, who's that?
No.
Remember what was said about Drew McIntyre when he debuted?
Same thing as they said about the Pope D'Angelo Gennaro.
He was handpicked to become a big name in the WWE by Vince McMahon.
Which apparently is a curse.
After a fight where he was
Takers.
pretty much manhandled by his fiancée, you barely heard from the guy. Now he looks like he's going to be lowering his ball sack whenever Jack Swagger does a push-up.
Wow.
That was kind of...
I believe they call those German tea bags.
Yes.
But he's Scottish. That doesn't make any sense.
Junior, when you're
Because Scotland always gets conquered by the Germans,
That's
Russell
enough.
fan.
That's enough.
I don't know.
That's enough.
Geography.
Oh, hey,
That's enough.
Back to the email.
Back to the email.
Junior, when you're a junior in high school, you normally begin looking at the options of colleges, and juniors in college begin looking for jobs.
Ha!
This junior has been in the WWE for a while and always finds his way into the main event picture and is beginning to look like he is one of the top wrestlers to become WWE or World Champion. John Morrison. Morrison has been put in WWE or World title picture for some time, and maybe one day, or maybe one time, will be his time to become champion. Senior. The senior is that one person who's done it all and is ready to move on with his life, to continue on as a college student or a man on the job, or in this case, becoming WWE or World Champion. The one name that comes to mind is the man who's done it all, Christian. He came into the WWF, won the Light Heavyweight Championship, became a tag team legend, jobbed, transferred to TNA to get some credits done, came back, won ECW Championship, and now has become the World Champion of the WWE. Oh, and that creepy guy who looks like he's always on drugs? R-Truth. Until next time, too sick to come up with something here, Riz. That was way too long.
That was a long Riz
That
mail.
was.
He had a whole concept there.
He did.
Man.
Well, we got another email from someone.
No, we
we
didn't.
got a lot of people on tonight, but there's one that isn't.
No,
There's
I'm
one-
reading that one.
What?
I'm reading it. I'm pulling rank.
Wow.
I'm pulling rank.
I'm
That's
pulling
what
rank
she
then.
said.
I'm pulling rank then.
I'm pulling.
No.
I'm pulling
Listen,
rank.
because I live in the Bronx, I'm the closest thing to a black man we have on this show. Thus, I have to read it.
What?
I have no idea what that logic is, but just somebody read it.
I am blacker than you.
Whoa.
A gentle transmission from Papa Lunchbox.
Wait, hold on. Before you start this, we have to point out several things. Number one, DJ Lunchbox couldn't be on the show today. He actually sent this out before a very tragic bear attack. So we send our wishes out to him, and hopefully he recovers from this polar bear attack.
I wish he had told me. I've killed bears with my dick before.
No one ever recovers.
I know.
Because they're fucking bears.
It was.
Hold on. Can we have a moment of silence for the bear attack?
Yes. And it wasn't just a normal bear. It was a polar bear.
Those are the worst kind of bears.
I know. All right, so here's a moment of silence for at DJ Lunchbox. Okay. You can read his email.
Hold on. I need to compose myself.
Okay. Look at my dick! Had to be said. Had to be said.
Well, I thought that's how you were going to end the moment of silence.
Look at my dick.
Oh.
Anyway. Well done, gentlemen. Well done indeed. You've made it alive to the fan mail portion of the show and unearthed this little gem from Papa Lunchbox. I am sorry that I couldn't join you chaps tonight, but rest assured I will have a very inappropriate Wrestling Mayhem hard-on nonetheless.
Whoa.
And I'm sure it's raging right now in the hospital, and I'm sure a nurse is attending to it. Let it be known that I am very proud of WrestleFan for both getting and quitting his first job. Well done, little guy.
Yay!
All right.
So what? Damn it! So what? Now we do a top 5, right? Is that what happens now? Top 5 things. Number 1, Randy Orton. Remember when that guy was cool? Yeah. And Big Show. Man, was he was sweet.
I bet he was.
Oh, man.
That's the most apathetic email ever.
Oh, wait, the sarcasm gets greater.
Oh, no, this gets fantastic.
Yeah.
All right.
Number 2. Sure is great having The Rock back. Yep. Sure is exciting watching him do stuff. That's exactly how I felt all during Raw last night.
We'll get to that.
We'll get to that.
We'll get to it, but all right. Number 3. Remember that thing I said about taking chances last week? The Miz. The Miz was taking a huge chance, and it paid off like a motherfucker. Just saying.
Okay.
Number 4. Dolph really does look like a big ol' Evan Bourne.
He does.
They all look the same.
That should be his new name. Big ol' Evan Bourne.
Big old Evan.
Number 5. I only remember 2 things from Raw last night. Christian showing up for 5 seconds, and Vicky's spare tire giving me the boner of a lifetime. Oh wait, and awesome Kongi Poo!
Wow.
Well, lads, that's it
way
for
to kill
me.
bitches.
Keep Sorg out of the whiskey, and keep WrestleFan into the cookies.
Yeah.
Have a great show. Have a great show, and remember, keep your stick on the ice. Love and violent, uncalled for butt sex, Papa Lunchbox. P.S. Number 2, sarcasm.
Wait, what?
Apparently,
apparently the rest of his
number
email,
2 was sarcasm.
Yeah, apparently the rest of his email had no sarcasm whatsoever.
No,
Of course not. It didn't sound like it at all.
All right.
All right, we got one up here from Pierre Calais.
Are you reading this one?
I can.
It's a long
To
one.
the WMS Nation.
Don't
The
read it
reason-
like that.
No.
No.
That's probably all like one sentence too.
The reason why John Morrison wanted to be in the steel cage is because of his flexibility and his flying skills, and at Extreme Rules, he came close to winning the title, which was held by
Wait.
John
John Morrison
Cena.
can fly?
What?
Wait.
Yes.
John Morrison can actually fly.
Yes,
Even
with the wings.
he can fly.
John
All
Cena
right.
didn't hold the title.
I know. Yeah. You got to ask yourself, why can't Joma win the main event title match? If you look at it this way, he gets buried by Sheamus and John Cena most recently, both over 30 years old. John Morrison is only 31 and he deserves anything to win the WWE Championship. The other high flyer who came close, Jimmy Snuka. Randy Savage is one high flyer who is a champion. He knew what? Why are you looking at me like that?
Let's go on.
What?
I'm sorry, but I don't see Randy Savage as being a high flyer.
He was for the time.
He
was for the
did a
time.
double
Well,
axe handle.
Chachi, to be fair, for that era,
For that era.
what he did was high flying.
Oh, yeah.
A double axe handle was
You climbed the
huge
ropes.
back then.
Nobody climbed the ropes
Well,
back
no.
then.
Well, no, there were hardly anyone who actually jumped from the top rope to the outside.
Mm-hmm.
There were
Okay.
not many people who did that.
All right,
It's a long way out there. Now
Okay.
everybody does it.
Okay.
He knew what it was like in the main event status when he took on Ricky Steamboat at WrestleMania 3 and had 5 flying elbows in one match. So if R-Truth were to shake hands and wish him good luck instead of turning heel by beating him up, do you think he'd be a good manager? Yes.
Wait,
I don't know what's going on
What?
anymore.
After
Wait,
no,
he
do it.
just-
Let's
is he
get through it.
saying that Randy Savage should manage R-Truth?
No,
Yes.
I think he's saying
No.
R-Truth should be a manager.
Of
John Morrison.
No,
Yeah.
because he's not a great talker.
no.
After all, John Morrison is just another guy who tries to go for the spinner belt but fails in doing so. His runovers by R-Truth did not only in Extreme Rules but also Raw the next night. I think this guy was drunk when he did this.
Yes.
But 2 no contests in the first 2 matches. That of course was never done before. The other match was with a no decision, the Divas match between Kelly Squared and Maurice. Everything looked well until a big figure came to the scene. Back in Teen A, it was Awesome Kong. Now in E, it's Karma. I saw the trailers and believe me, she seems seems to be a bit scary. We'll go to that in just a minute. It's almost the end of the email. But we go back to Extreme Rules, in which Layla said adios to the career of Michelle McCool. Karma left the crying
Crying.
McCrool. I think Juggalo Jamie has snuck one in.
Yes.
No, Sorg.
Yes.
See, you're correcting his emails. When I usually read his emails,
I don't.
They're
It hurts.
about like this.
What the heck is this scary? Kelly gets a what the heck is this scary face, which is good for a horror movie if you can relate to that. What the hell?
I have
Oh,
no idea what's
oh,
going
It
on.
sounds like
between
you
the
said
No.
horror
I
movie.
get when Karma came out last night. Kelly had a scared as shit faced on her.
Yeah.
Mhm. It's sounding like you said horror movie, which is funny.
It did say horror movie.
Because she's a whore.
Nah, the fact that
Wrestle fan.
Osama
come
bin
on.
Laden
She's on the
was-
maximum top 100.
Come on, just finish the email.
was dead before the first time since 9/11 attacks, in which SmackDown aired 2 days. Okay, see you guys later. Pierre, aka Checkwood Drive. I think he was drunk. See, he does not send emails like this. This is weird.
Wow.
Okay.
So he totally doesn't send emails like
No.
this ever.
No, he totally does
Does he?
every week.
All right.
Yeah, because I'm the one that usually reads them every week.
Oh, I thought that was just the way you read them. Okay.
Yeah,
We got another one here
Just like
from
you were done.
at Funky Dung on
funny
Twitter.
how that works.
I don't think he listens to the show, but he's like, hey, I got pictures of my son's wrestling, and I was wondering if the Mayhem crew would be into it. He's like, here's some pics of Alex 2.5 and Joel 1.5 wrestling this evening. And some of them Alex is wearing, let me know if the gang is amused. So I got him up here.
I is amused.
This is young kids being influenced by professional wrestling here. So
I can't see it.
I know you
Oh,
can't.
look at that.
You'll see it.
I can see.
So there you go. That's apparently.
What the hell?
I think they're getting power bombed. I don't know what's going
I
on.
don't know.
I don't. What the fuck?
Whoa.
It's kid pictures. It's kid
That's-
pictures.
Um,
It's all right. Stop.
Sorg,
Keep it out of the
That's
gutter.
bad news
Stop
biscuit.
this immediately.
Okay.
All
That
right.
is bad news biscuit.
Oh,
So that's the email.
That's the email. We got one left for WrestleFans Indie Report.
Yeah, there's that one that I'll get to in a second because there is other indie news this week that I want to start the indie minute off with.
And this is the time where I go to take a piss.
Go ahead, Chachi.
Thanks for taking a piss on indie wrestling.
But first thing I want to talk about, coming Ring of Honor coming back to New York City for their next pay-per-view that has been announced. It'll be Best in the World 2011. June 26th, my birthday, by the way, at the Manhattan Center and the Hammerstein Ballroom. Yes, my birthday present is you give me tickets, and plane tickets and hotel rooms. But one of the big news is
you don't need hotel reservations. Asshole.
Whatever.
It's in my city.
True. Yeah, I'm just gonna forget to tell you like last time. But no, scheduled to appear for that event, former TNA star, former X Division wrestler Jay Lethal, and also former Ring of Honor Pure Champion, will be making his return to Ring of Honor for Best in the World 2011. Like I said, June 26th, New York City. Get your tickets now at ROHWrestling.com, and also you can watch the event. GoFightLive.tv. Go check that out. The next point that I want to get to is in the world of Chikara Pro Wrestling, that crazy little world. They announced this weekend something that they have been planning for a little while. For those that don't know about Chikara, they have their Campeones de Parejas, which is their tag title belts, as well as the Young Lions Cup that they compete for every year. But then they have now announced they will be debuting a new singles championship, basically representing their heavyweight championship. Something that they've been looking forward to a while. And it will be a 12-man tournament titled appropriately the 12 Large Summit, inspired by a friend of the show, Sweet and Sour Larry Sweeney. Some of the people that have been announced already are Amasis, Claudio Castagnoli, Hollow Wicked, Icarus, Mike Quackenbush, Sarah Del Rey, Fire Ant, Vin Gerard, Jigsaw, Eddie Kingston, Brody Lee, and Ultramantis Black, all competing to become the first ever Chikara singles champion. Of course, the name of the title yet to be unveiled. So if you want to go check that out, I believe the start of the tournament will begin in Chikara's debut in Burlington, North Carolina, I believe. So if you want to go check that out, go to Chikara Pro Wrestling or ChikaraPro.com and go get your tickets for all your great Chikara events. As well, to move on to something I wanted to mention quickly on the Mayhem Show, our friends over at AIW. Coming up in the month of May, they have a tournament going on as well, kind of keeping with the tradition that has been sort of dropped during when it was the death of IWA Mid-South, and AIW is continuing the tradition. The TPI tournament, originally known as the Ted Petty Invitational Tournament, but AIW announcing the Todd Pettingale Invitational Tournament.
Nice. Todd Pettingale.
Todd Pettingale, no better man to dedicate a pro wrestling tournament to. But no, AIW, go check them out. A lot of friends of the show are in that tournament. I believe it's a 2-night event in Lakewood, Ohio at the St. Gregory's Byzantine Hall. I believe that's how you pronounce it. Matches. Some of the matches include, sorry about that. Johnny Gargano, friend of the show, taking on Akira Tozawa. And there's also a bunch of friends of shows in the tournament. Shima Zion, Bobby Beverly, Michael the Bomber Facade, and many others. If you want to go check, as well as Sanjay Dutt, being one of the bigger names that was announced for the tournament.
Madman Pondo.
And yes, indeed, Madman Pondo.
That's right.
Will
That's
be
a
also
staple gun to his head.
Yes. He'll do it. He'll do it. But if you want tickets on that and more information, go to AIWrestling.com. Go check that out and go check out the Todd Pettingale Invitational Tournament.
That's awesome.
May 20th and May 21st.
Awesome.
And now finally, to kind of cap off the Indie Minute, as we mentioned before, we do have an email from one Bobby F. J. Town, participant in the Wrestling Mayhem show last week, and he comes to us with the AON report, titled AON Bobby Frapples. I don't know what that means, but
Bobby Frapples.
Bobby Frapples. There you go. Provocation results. The Thugs versus James Ford in a handicap match. Match started with the Thugs getting a police-style pat-down, but ended with John McGraw getting the win. Colin Blair, who is wearing a British mask now, versus Manchild. Manchild tried to do a cartwheel and basically failed. Colin Blair with a Hurricane and the London Eye for a near pinfall. Colin Blair gets the pinfall by putting his feet on the ropes. A new guy from the Freedom Institute of Mental Behavior, Maximus Claypool, joined the Psychotic Assassins but is attacked by the Empire, which led to the Psychotic Assassins versus the Cartel. Psychotic Assassins win the match. ISP hasn't been cleared medically to appear after being tased last week.
Don't thank me, bro.
Making Project 13 the number one contenders after defeating AC Northway and Adam Gnostikov. Marcus Cage introduced his new ring girl, Bobby Frapples, which is a man in drag. To go
Is it
with
you?
his
Is it you, Bobby?
I don't know.
Is it Bobby?
Bobby Frapples.
Bobby
Bobby
Frapples.
Frapples, the new manager of Marcus Cage.
Yeah.
To go with his MMA gimmick. However, Sherrod Hall and NJ Syndicate win the match. Main event. Justin Starr versus Bam Bam Hassel for the AON PA Championship. Manchild came to ringside and distracted the Cartel while the Psychotic Assassins attacked Bam in the ring. Bam taps out to his own finisher, the Sharpshooter. Also, pack your bags for Johnstown, guys. Thunder Cup 2011 is June
Thundercock?
24th and 25th.
Is that Thundercock?
Thunder Cup. June 24th, June 25th. It doesn't say sincerely, but Bobby Schneider. Thank you, Bobby. And if you want more information on AON, you can go to aonwrestling.com and go check them out. And that indeed is the indie news for this week.
Thank you very much, WrestleFan.
Put the camera on me.
Wait, what are you doing?
I did something that WrestleFan can't do. I got that cookie.
You got that cookie?
Look at that.
Got that
Look
cookie?
at that. I got that cookie.
You got that cookie?
It's falling apart.
It's a crumbly cookie.
It's a crumbly
Crumble that cookie. Crumble that cookie.
I am crumbling.
We're
that
going to a
cookie.
break. Here's a little bit of other things going on here in the world. We'll be right back. Mayhem Show.
Austin was ringmaster and all that stuff, and then he became himself
See if they
afterwards.
argue for the rest of the night. That's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to shut down this stuff. We're going to let them go. I'm not even listening anymore.
And
I'm
number
not
two,
judging you, Chachi.
and number two, I threw the after prom party, so yeah,
Oh, okay. Well, that's
I had to get the kegs.
Take a sticker.
Sorg, do I really have to send a self-addressed stamped envelope to you?
Yes.
I don't know where you live.
Not fail steals your personal information knowingly. Okay, that happens. It happens every day. It's not a big deal. And then somebody gets all butthurt about it, and they complain about it publicly.
I got the highest score on Bejeweled on the toilet and suffered 2 very numb legs. It's
before it's
really
destroyed?
a project if you just put it in your living room, Rob.
We're going to use it as like a carport or something.
You can check us out at awesomecast.com. Wrestling Mayhem Show. We're back. People are mad.
Not really.
Well,
I am furious.
he's always mad.
Yeah, you are always mad.
Hence the name.
I am not always mad.
Hence the name.
So,
So what's he mad about?
hey, did
What
you,
That name was given to me because you guys couldn't distinguish between me and Mac.
so,
All right, Canadian girl. What are you mad about?
you guys want to go see, Fast 5?
Yeah, I want to go see Fast 5.
Yeah.
Man, Mike.
See that?
I watched a 2-hour commercial for it last night.
Oh yeah.
God. And don't forget about the 2-hour commercial last week for it, because USA Network felt compelled to show scenes of Fast 5 all during Raw.
Oh, they always do that.
Oh, yeah, they do always do that. Come on, that's the...
Yeah, but I'm sorry. Rock specifically comes back and says, I'm not here to plug a movie. Yet, as soon as he comes back, all you see is fucking commercials for his goddamn movie.
But they always do that. I mean,
Yeah,
come on.
I mean, yeah, that's
he
something
came
new.
back. He wasn't plugging a
But I
movie
wish he
3
would
months
just not
ago.
lie.
He's doing it now.
I wish he would just not fucking lie about it.
Okay,
It's not his fault they play commercials.
let's back up
Yes,
some.
it is. It was probably part of his deal.
What do you know?
Yeah, it could have
kidding
been.
me?
It could have been.
All right, let's back up a little bit. We skipped over a very important part of Raw. And
Yes.
this needs covered.
Okay.
Lillian fucking Garcia.
True.
That made me so
True.
happy.
That was
15
cool.
minutes of Raw were amazing.
What's that?
The first 15 minutes of
they
Raw
Yeah,
were amazing.
yeah, it was good.
Yeah, I mean, I had goosebumps, and it was really good. And they stopped showing the montage,
Yeah.
and
yeah.
they're like,
yeah.
and I'm looking at my screen, and I'm pretty sure my jaw just dropped.
It's like America,
Yeah.
motherfucker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck yeah, America.
We're America, fuck you.
You know, for all the shit a lot of people give WWE, you still have to give them credit for the show that they put on basically right after 9/11.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, those little blips that they put up before they come back or before they go to commercial with the WWE facts.
The bumpers.
Yeah,
Yes.
is that what they're technically called around your office?
Yes.
Okay. But yeah, I learned from that WWE after 9/11 was the first major gathering of people.
First public assembly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Had no idea. So, go WWE.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And this,
because that's SmackDown. Because that was when SmackDown was on Thursdays,
Yeah.
and it happened like 2 days after 9/11.
Well, they canceled. They canceled the recording because it was supposed to be that night, and then so they just had a live SmackDown.
Right.
And so
But yeah,
and there were no storylines or anything. It was just people coming out and it was kind of like just a memorial show, like they did with Eddie or Owen or stuff like that.
yeah,
Yeah, you just had matches.
I think it was appropriate for what was happening.
Mm-hmm. And
it was
one of
such
the
a
things,
good show.
this will kind of jump into what I mentioned on Twitter that I wanted to talk about on the show, because with the whole Lillian thing, I was just surfing the internet Monday sort of before Raw, and I saw something come up that said, or one of the things, 3 ex-WWE stars are backstage at Raw tonight, and I didn't click it. And I decided I'm not even going to think about it. I'm not even going to speculate. I didn't click it. Then comes through Raw, and I watched the whole thing with 9/11, the 9/11 thing, which was nice. And then Lillian Garcia was on the screen. I'm like, holy crap! You know, they actually did bring her back. You know, sorry. But it was, and I realized if I would have read that spoiler, then that whole instantaneous moment of being shocked that she would return wouldn't have happened.
So that whole spoiler suck thing.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, not necessarily. I read it.
Yeah.
It never said that she was going to sing the anthem.
Yeah.
I just thought she was going to be there for the Rock's thing, because obviously it's the Rock celebration. People are going to come back for it.
True, yeah, but I mean, even still, it's just not even knowing that she was going to be there, you know, really just added something to it for me.
Yeah, yeah. All right, and I'm with you. I kind of skim the wrestling stories on Monday because that's usually when my mind's starting to get ready for the show. You know, just say, hey, what's going on before the flux of everything tonight comes in. And I always see that spoilers, something's happened tonight. This is something, you know, numbers for tonight, this, that, and the other thing. And I do try to avoid them because I kind of want to be surprised. Yeah. So it's hard to do true spoilers for a live show like that, though. You know,
True,
other than so-and-so spotted backstage. You probably shouldn't know about it until the end of the show. So, you know, stuff like that. But still, you know, that was good for a show without the best and most of wrestling.
Yeah.
Which actually had a damn good match.
Yeah.
It had one good match.
The title match was good, and you're
The
lucky
tag
to get
match
that
was
on
good
Raw.
too.
The tag match?
Yeah, but the tag
was.
match. All right, what pissed me off about the tag
I
match?
went to go poop.
Here's what pissed me off about the tag match. All right, the tag match showed how fucking horrible the draft was.
Mm-hmm.
You know why? Because with the exception of Jerry Lawler at ringside, you could have had that same exact fucking match and commentary situation on SmackDown a week ago.
That was a little weird.
They did that during the Mysterio tag match also.
Wait, I thought that's what we were talking about.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, because they brought all these guys out. Basically, they brought out.
I thought we were talking about didn't it end on a tag match?
No, it ended with
It's ended
the
on
last
Raw.
match was Mason Ryan and Kane.
Yeah,
oh, okay,
yeah,
that's the
which
match
was
I went to
weird.
poop.
Okay.
I saw Kane. No, I saw Kane, and I thought it was going to be a tag belt match, so I went to take a crap.
Gotcha. He
That
didn't
makes
have the
sense.
belt on, so
Yeah.
no, they had
Sorry.
a match with a bunch of guys that came over from SmackDown,
Yeah.
and then Alberto Del Rio at ringside.
Yeah,
And it
I
was just
saw it.
But thing is, the announcers were screwing up because they were like, "Oh, this is a match you wouldn't have seen." It's like
The
wait,
announcers have never seen SmackDown. Have never seen SmackDown, and two of them are on SmackDown.
no. Yeah, they were like acting like
They're like, oh, something's starting.
Oh my
here.
God,
Alberto Del
Rio.
Something started here. It
Are
already
you calling
started
Ray a
and
little
finished.
chihuahua?
Yeah. It was pretty ridiculous trying to still put over the draft like a
Right.
week later, and it was just
Yeah.
a bad way to do it. You know,
Well, I mean,
it's like
at least,
great,
at
okay,
least mix it up a little bit.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's the whole point of it, and then they didn't interact with anybody.
No.
But
So,
it was bad.
sorry, I came to a realization.
Hmm.
We've been talking for since WrestleMania about how WrestleMania is supposed to be like the closer to WWE year and everything,
yeah,
and I finally realized why it isn't.
backlash.
No,
Not Backlash anymore.
it's not even because of that. Vince McMahon told us that WrestleMania is not going to be the closer anymore. Because what's the one thing we hear every single time a draft comes around? What's the one phrase we hear every single time a draft comes around?
It's time to mix things up.
It's
Shake
time to
things.
shake things up again.
Yeah. So that's the
reset.
restart. That's your reset
That's the
button.
reset for the year.
Okay, and feuds are truly ending because they can't get at each other anymore. Basically, it's like they're making the writers not be lazy
Yeah.
by
It's
doing this.
Like the draft is really, really, really separate when it first starts.
Yeah,
Because
Yeah.
it wants to make sure you establish these people on these specific shows.
yeah.
But then when you get closer, like bragging rights, there's more interaction. Royal Rumble, there's a lot more interaction. WrestleMania, the draft is basically dissolved.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
right after WrestleMania, that's when we have the draft again.
Yeah. It is pointless when, everyone is on every show anyways. So it doesn't, I don't see the draft as being as important anymore.
WrestleFan,
Yeah.
you didn't listen to a word I just said, did you?
Wow.
No, I listened. I agree with you.
No, you're not agreeing with me because that's not what I said.
That's fine. And I'm with you, but still, it's
WrestleFan.
how about the fact that
Didn't you quit this
I-
show?
he quits he quits everything. He quits
I gotta, yeah.
don't quit that cookie.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, and then even to that Extreme Rules felt like it was better than WrestleMania to me.
You know what?
Like pay-per-view wise, wrestling wise,
I had more fun watching Extreme Rules
that
than
was
I
a
did
good
WrestleMania.
show.
Right.
Extreme Rules was a great show.
Yeah.
With the exception of Michael Cole winning, Extreme
Well,
Rules
it's
was a fantastic show.
Yeah, and that's why I was like, hey, there hasn't been a bad match tonight, and then Chachi said, well, Cole, and I'm like, I don't count that. That's a feature. You can't put Jerry Lawler against Michael Cole and call it a match.
And you know what?
And
I have to say, not to step on you.
no, that's fine.
I have to say, because they started with the belt match, right?
No, they started with the Last Man Standing match.
Right,
That's
the belt
another
match.
point I want to get to.
Oh, no, the Last Man Standing match. Yeah, right.
Which was a good match.
Right. They
Great kickoff.
started with a non-belt match
Yes, that meant something.
that meant something,
Mm-hmm.
and it was huge.
Yeah.
And then the crowd was just dead
Yeah.
for a long time.
Was it Cody and Ray they were dead for?
Yes.
But that was a good match.
Uh-huh.
Yes, it was.
Wait, no, it wasn't that.
It wasn't. No.
What else was
They were obviously there for the Divas match, but I
there?
mean,
Well, yeah, but even the Divas match was good.
yeah, the Divas match was real good.
But and the other thing I like to see, they put both title matches in the top 2 spots,
Right.
and none of them were bullshit.
No.
yeah,
I mean, okay, you had R-Truth get involved, but let's be honest, that's what we expected, But still, that was even a good match. Both belts meant something that night. It meant
Right.
something for Christian and Del Rio because somebody knew was going to get it. It meant something in a cage because of everything going on into there and, They put over for those, it's been 10 months.
Yeah.
It's the 10th title.
And I mean, for the longest time, what their formula has been have one of the main title matches the first match in.
Yeah, well, not first or mid-card it or something like that. Now, granted, they did stick the Divas match in between the titles, but they're not going to put them right next to each other.
The Divas match is a buffer.
Yeah, it is the buffer. You can't go from that high-impact match to a high-impact match.
And that was a good Divas match.
It was.
Yeah, and there was still a lot of importance behind that Divas match.
There was. Michelle even. Karma coming out.
Karma, exactly. Like, they put Karma had her pay-per-view debut in the second to main event spot.
Yeah. And that's like we were chatting a little last night. The Divas kind of feel relevant with her now,
right?
Like there's a reason to watch.
Yes,
that's not just a bunch of Barbies battling each other.
Exactly.
It's not Barbie battle piss break time, anymore.
That Mattel belt means
it's time to see some blonde bitch get killed. Time.
Yeah.
The women's, the Divas division of WWE now. It is mixed up, and it is gonna be. It's gonna be one of the arcs to watch.
I had this idea though, after watching the pay-per-view and watching what happened last night. Now we need to have bets on who she's going to kill each week.
And so far, it's the bad guys. I mean, it's been Michelle McCool, it's been Maurice,
right?
But
even though Maurice is a face on NXT,
her name is Karma.
So that's pretty cool,
right? She's gonna go off after all the backstabbing bitches and
Rosa Mendez.
Karma. I think it's kind of funny how she's only attacking heels.
Every time she comes out, now you're not listening to Chachi.
Right.
Every time she comes out,
sorry,
I think it's the Boogeyman.
I thought that too. Oh my god!
The Boogeyman's back attacking women.
In every one of the promos.
Nobody has something on their face that needs bitten off.
I think it was AJ on Twitter, during Extreme Rules, who said that she was doing the Doink, the laugh, the laugh, stare, laugh.
She totally was,
and he's right, and I think it's perfect.
Oh yeah, I love it. I love it. She's got a I've seen her. I've seen her at signings and stuff, and other stuff, and you can tell by her Twitter.
Oh, Riz said it was him.
She's got.
She's got personality.
Credit to AJ, man.
Who cares?
I mean, she's got a great personality. She's a lot more than that silent, whatever she was playing in TNA.
Right.
She's got a personality.
Oh God,
and this is an interesting twist.
It's about time WWE is like, you know what? Fuck you. We're gonna take some of your wrestlers.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
No one would be kind of interesting.
I'm
sorry. Go ahead, WrestleFan.
You hit Bubba the Love Sponge. Good. Come over here. Sorry, WrestleFan. Go ahead.
No, but I was worried though that WWE would have made a turn because as soon as she just stared at Kelly and walked away, I was worried I worried it was gonna be she comes up to Kelly backstage and you got a pretty mouth and that kind of thing.
Whoa.
I worry that was the direction they were going to take it. I'm like, oh no, don't do that, please.
Speaking of directions, if I can divert a little bit.
No, but hold on.
Go ahead.
I think would be an interesting angle for Karma? Do you guys remember when Eve lost the belt and there was that one segment backstage where Eve was like, y'all are just a bunch of jealous bitches who never help anyone out?
Yeah, what happened with that?
I'm saying, right after that was when we started to see Karma promos. I'm just saying, maybe Eve is the one who brought Karma in to take out all the bitches.
Ooh,
that would be something.
Even Karma.
The only problem I would see with that is because out of all the divas, it seems like Eve's the main PR diva. The one that goes to most of the events and stuff like that.
Kind of like what Stacey
Kelly does that too.
Yeah.
Does she? Yeah. She's because I always see her doing things with the Miz and stuff like that, events and stuff like that. So,
I'm waiting to see a 4-on-1 match. Honestly,
against Kong, they're going to do.
Yeah,
they're going to do that.
Yeah,
they got to.
Yeah, 4 of these skinny ass divas taking on.
How would you match with the
Bellas?
Yeah.
By the way, I've already forgotten that one of the Bellas is the Divas champ.
Yeah.
Right.
Because it
That's
doesn't
because
matter, because we have Kong!
right.
Since she's won that belt, can somebody tell me what she's done? Like even a segment that she's been in.
She's proven she has a man voice.
She's proven she has a man voice, as according to me on the Mayhem show.
That means you're gonna have to get on. Okay, well, here's another thing I noticed, and we've talked before about how it seems like they're getting out of the PG stuff on WWE. Did anybody notice that the Nickelback song isn't edited anymore?
No. Well, I saw that.
Notice?
They always use that line in the song.
The balls thing? I thought that's what they always bleeped.
No, they always go all in, balls out.
There's a part that they bleep.
No, that song is like I've listened to the full. There's a lot of like parts that they couldn't show on this of that song,
Okay.
but no, they always have it that way.
Okay.
Yeah.
I felt like it was in the title, not like I don't know. I have to look back at it.
I like where you're going with this theory. Because if you also remember, during The Rock's intro,
Bitch.
yes, he called Michael Cole a bitch.
And also he said something
He
else
always
that got
calls
bleeped.
people bitch.
Right.
Yeah, but the Rock is immune to all censorship issues.
Yeah,
because he's The Rock.
The Rock still exists in this weird time bubble where it's still 1999 as far as censorship goes in the WWE.
Do you know why?
What is that?
Well, there's a special parking lot for wrestlers' entrances.
Yeah.
Alberto Del Rio has his Rolls Royce. Stone Cold has his pickup trucks, and Rock drives a DeLorean.
Speaking of The Rock, I love I did like the tribute video that they played after McMahon, mainly because of how the lyrics fit with the stuff that they were playing. Like when they in the one They've Forgiven My Mistakes, and they show clips of him as Rocky Maivia.
It was good stuff. Although they are really getting their mileage on whatever they paid for that "I'm Coming Home" song.
Yeah.
You're starting to see
They are.
WWE kind
It's
of
a good song.
They've basically already made their package for WrestleMania 28,
Yes, they
which is
have.
nice.
I'm
Hold
coming
on.
home.
Yeah,
I
but I think that was the only reason they did that event, is so they can use that, or the only reason they did the whole thing at the end with The Rock is so they can use that footage when they induct him in the Hall of Fame next year.
No, hold on. I want to address something in the chat before I forget. Bobby F. J. Town says, Vince was ready to cry. What was that about? I can tell you what that was about. That was about two men who have worked together for years, who truly respect each other, having not a scripted moment, but a true, I think, you're my blood moment.
Exactly. I think
I think that was also about Vince crying because he could hear the buy rates for WrestleMania 28 in his head.
I'm with you, Chachi, because listen to a lot of Laganis stuff at I Want Wrestling, and you talk about how this is they're in a bubble. All those guys working there in a bubble, and Vince and Kevin Dunn and all those, and Laurinaitis and all those guys have been in that bubble, and you don't know much outside that bubble.
Right.
And to them, that is their family, that is their friends. So you look at Vince, he saw Rocky grow up,
right?
Because he worked with Rocky Johnson, Maivia. So he saw this kid, grow up and be this and become this big star for his own company. Same with Randy Orton, I think. Same with a lot of those.
It's different with guys like. Go ahead, WrestleFan. Sorry, I'll wait.
And here's my thing, and this, people can say whatever on this. I've gotten over the whole fact of we all have to consider Vince McMahon's an asshole, and Vince McMahon's a heartless douchebag that just cares about making money, even at the
views of
wrestlers.
WrestleFan do not necessarily reflect the views of WWE employee Mad Mike.
Yeah,
okay.
Well, yeah, no, and I'm just saying people in general who think that. Wrestlers and whatever. It's like I've gotten over that fact. To be perfectly quite honest. You know what? It's like you said, Sorg. I mean, they've grown together. They're his family. To be perfectly honest,
Vince,
most literally, if you consider Triple H. Vince
loves being a businessman. And as far as like a lot of things, like, we do a lot of, creation stuff here. It's a lot of stuff, this doesn't make us money, but we love doing this and we're going to keep doing it and all the hours I put into it. Vince loves putting the show together. Vince loves everything he loves creating something like that and being a big part still, hands on at all those shows. Like, that is his life. And you can't really fault him for that. yes, he's going to have some personality traits that are going to be really fucked up. But who doesn't? Anybody that has the guts to do something big and bad like Vince has done, or even wrestlers that have made it there said, I'm going to make it fucking happen. There's something in their head that's a little different than the rest of us, and that's usually that little personality trait that you're thinking, well, he's fucking insane.
Yeah.
So you can't fault Vince for that. I mean, but he's gonna rub people the wrong way. Come on. I mean, it's gonna happen, and maybe he is a bit of a hothead. Probably.
Right, but he's still a human.
Yeah.
And
that makes him, and if anything, that makes him a good businessman.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
But I mean, he all right. When you're from what I see in situations like that, there's a difference between Vince loving his moneymakers, like John Cena and Alberto Del Rio and whoever starts to come up, and Randy Orton and things like that. There's a difference between the way he feels about them as people than there is how he feels about people like The Rock. Like Sorg pointed out, The Rock, he had his grandpa, and then his father, and then The Rock. And The Rock was always there.
Yeah.
So Vince had seen literally The Rock grow up.
Because The Rock Rock grew up within the bubble.
Right. I mean, so last night, the whole tearing up thing, that was as real as it got.
Yeah. And I think, you know what, though? You say a little bit about his moneymakers and how he feels about those guys kind of one-on-one.
I'm not saying he
doesn't...
No,
I'm with you. But I think to reflect a little bit on that, because from all reports, those guys like a John Cena, like a Stone Cold, even I think The Miz is probably getting there too, or, if he hasn't figured this part out, then he's not,
Right.
You don't become that big without befriending the boss.
Right.
In that situation. You do become friends with them. You click with them on a level. You're able to throw stuff off of them. And that's how you get, with any boss, any business, you learn to trust your employee and you let him run wild.
Right.
John Cena gets a call, about the Obama things. He knows what to do to get up on that table and say what he has to say. He doesn't have to get any kind of approval from the front office or the boss man.
Yeah, no,
that's how that works.
Exactly.
The people that don't figure that out and whine on the bottom in the mid card, say, why haven't I gotten my spot, obviously aren't doing Matt Hardy, MVP, maybe that's what happened to him, who knows.
Right.
All those guys are like, I can't give him a spot, dude. They're like, no, you're not playing. It's like, sorry guys, it is a game. You gotta play the game, as in any business. It's why I fucking hate corporate America, and I'll probably always work in small companies. But that's the way it is, and it's just personified because there's a bunch of men in tights with big personalities. So
right. And to go back to the John Cena thing, I mean, seriously, he probably walked by a camera guy and said, "Hey, Vince wants you to do this."
Somebody slipped it to him. It's probably the referee. The referee's got the earpiece.
That's true. He probably like stepped next to the ref, and the ref is like, "Hey, this just happened."
Yeah,
Vince says,
that's
"Go."
what happens every time you see the ref. You see the ref looks like he's checking. I'm like, "Are you all right?" He's actually saying, "Hey, back says you got 5 minutes."
Yeah.
I mean, that's how that works.
Right.
The referee.
Well, unless he's legitimately asking if they're all right.
Right.
Yeah. They're all.
Sometimes that does
there's
happen.
that too. Yeah, there is that too. There's that check.
But I mean, seriously, the message was probably we got Bin Laden. Vince says go.
Well, I hope he got a little bit more, considering how he did say that Osama has been compromised
on a permanent
end. It's like
way to walk around the fact saying that you killed him or that we killed him.
That was definitely not a message.
I would have loved John Cena to just say, "Hey guys, we fucking shot him in the head."
Yeah. There probably would have been like a positive riot.
What? Who shot who in the head?
Yeah. Wrestling.
But I watched. I told Sorg. I watched a cam. Someone had recorded on their cell phone.
There's a YouTube of it. Yeah.
Of it actually happening in the arena, and it was hilarious because he made the announcement. Everybody started cheering, and then someone next to the camera, the guy or the person holding the camera goes, "But what does compromise to a permanent end mean? Is he dead?" And I just lost it.
There's also, I don't think, did we mention this on the show earlier? That was before. We said they started singing "Na Na Na Na." That was in front of the White House.
Yes, we talked
They
about
started
that.
singing
in front of the
already.
White House.
Yes. The show is blending together what's on and
I
off
can
air
tell.
right now. I don't know what's going on.
Listen to
So-
Gold for the rest of that conversation.
Yes, I will, so I know what
Bing.
happened in my life. You say Bing?
Again, we don't sell anything.
No.
Just
No.
expose you to more content. Go see Thor.
No.
Wrestling Mayhem Show sponsored by RC Cola.
I wish. I love
Wrestling
RC
Mayhem
Cola.
Show, brought to you by Carl's Jr.
The Wrestling Mayhem Show tells you to rip it.
Wrestling Mayhem Show not brought to you by Jack in the Box.
Oh, AJ brings up a good question in the chat room. Have WrestleFan and myself argued about TNA versus last night's Raw yet?
Oh, here
Oh,
we go.
no,
Is
we
this what we've been
haven't.
waiting
Better
for?
TNA was.
I think they were waiting for you, AJ. All right, let's do this. Let's do this. All right, everybody in their corners. All right,
Okay.
literally, you're in your corner.
Oh,
Someone
man.
You're in
give me a
your
spit
corner.
bucket.
All right, I want a clean fight. No hitting below the belt. No shut-ups. We're not in Britain. Wow,
I'm
you were
watching too much Doctor Who.
I'm not
I can't blame
British.
myself if one of those slips out.
And
All
I'm
right.
going to ask you to
Alright.
keep it clean.
And if there is
No low blows.
any utterance of the character suicide or Big Rob Terry in this conversation, I'm immediately shutting it down.
They weren't even on the show.
Good.
Oh, you're gonna wait until I have the person I'm
All
gonna
right.
name. Oh boy.
I think.
Oh, boy.
I think to give him to give him half a chance because he is the smaller and the
Nope,
the
you know what?
springiest.
Why? Because
Wait,
I'm
wait,
half his
Wait a
size.
second.
Thanks,
What's that?
No.
What, Chachi?
We're going to go with the youngest.
WrestleFan,
That's
we're
right.
not talking
Yes.
about penis
Okay.
size.
Yes.
here.
Okay.
We're
so,
going with the youngest.
So, Mad Mike, please hold your rebuttal until your time. We're not really timing this, but
Oh,
please
we
hold
are.
But are we timing this? You got
Yes.
you got a timer over there.
Hold
Look
on.
at you.
Wait,
Is there
we're
an
timing
app
this?
for that?
Let
Okay,
me
guys,
see.
you're making this longer than the rant's probably actually gonna be.
Nope.
That's fine.
No,
it's
I
probably
don't.
more entertaining, anyways.
Let me bring
Oh, sword.
What? This is an angry mayhem show. Are you good? This is taking too long. Do you have to reboot it?
Is it-
Do you have to root the phone?
Okay,
I
let's
actually
wait
don't
for
have
Josh.
that.
WrestleFan, fair
Okay.
warning.
Well,
I am a
anyways,
I thought I did.
Either way, WrestleFan, the floor is yours, man.
You have 1 minute.
Mad one,
Go.
please hold your.
Okay,
mad
well,
phones. Go.
Well, it was started over the fact that Mad Mike mentioned on Twitter last night over the fact that Impact was better than Raw. Due to the what? Okay,
Go. You have 1 minute.
What?
You're in a minute. Go.
Due to the fact that Raw only had, well, technically 4 matches, and that Impact had greater number of matches, or dedicated more time to wrestling. Which is where I pointed out, to me, quality is much better than quantity, in my opinion. And I don't really have to make a point as to why Impact might have had the better show, because, to be quite frankly honest, I didn't watch Impact. And the reason I didn't watch it is because I forgot it was even on. So, for all sakes, Mad Mike's right. I may not have watched it. And it may have been the better show. But it's too bad because I didn't watch it. And I don't think
Time.
a lot of other people did.
All right,
Time.
Mad Mike, your rebuttal.
Okay. Last night, Raw was coming off Extreme Rules, which as we said was a great pay-per-view.
Yeah,
Had a lot of really awesome matches.
yeah,
And,
extreme one might say.
And Raw, we come to Raw, which, the first 15 minutes, based on the whole Osama thing, was fine. It was great. It was fantastic, actually. And then we just got almost wall-to-wall shit. Because, I'm sorry, after a pay-per-view with really tremendous wrestling on it, I don't want to see an hour of The Rock. A guy who is not going to be there next week. A guy who is on the show specifically to promote his pay-per-view because he knows there is a movie coming out this week that is going to fuck his buy rates in the ass with a giant fucking lightning hammer.
Whoa, hey.
And it is. I don't care what you say.
I'm just telling
And-
you to keep it clean.
Raw didn't have a match until an hour and 7 minutes in. They didn't have a single match. Any other wrestling show that we would see, especially TNA, because we've done it to TNA before.
Time.
Any other show that had that happen, we would have ripped them apart.
Right.
Okay.
Ripped them apart.
So wait, so rebuttal?
Wait, hold on.
You want rebuttals or you want our takes? You want our takes?
Let me get my take, and then
I was gonna go to the chat room.
Chat room had some comments? Okay.
Yeah,
We do have
Bobby
some-
F.
okay.
Bobby F. J. Town has a rebuttal for both of them.
Okay.
The worst Raw is better than the best Impact any day.
Okay.
That's not true.
Okay.
That's not true.
To each his own.
You can't just
Can
make
I
a
finish?
statement
Can
like
I
that
finish?
without
Can
any
I finish?
backup.
Opinion. It's opinion. Okay.
Okay.
That's his opinion.
Well, in my opinion, Raw fucking sucked.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
there we go.
If you, all right. Is there more from the chat room?
No, that was it.
That was it.
Yeah.
Can I'd like to rebuttal just really quickly on that, and
all right,
then
real quick. All right.
because this is another point that I made last night, and you mentioned, I think, you did mention compared to any other wrestling show, they wouldn't have they would have a match, way before when they did, and yes, that's true, but I've gotten to the point, and this applies not just to Mad Mike, but to just people in general, mainly internet wrestling fans. People need to stop looking at WWE as just a wrestling show, because it's not. It's an entertainment company. It's World Wrestling Entertainment. And, you could say, you may not like, The Rock promoting his, Fast 5 because Fast and the Furious is a horrible movie series.
Oh,
in
Cole.
an opinion.
Hey,
Let him out on the floor, Chachi.
I'm gonna
Wait,
fight me a minor.
We'll give you a rebuttal.
Wait, okay.
I will
just
fight a
like
minor.
People, not everyone, and I know a lot of people in the show, didn't really like the whole Pitbull performing during the Rock's thing because people just don't like Pitbull, or just don't listen to Pitbull and think it's a waste of time. But we have to realize, as internet wrestling fans, WWE is not marketing to us. WWE is marketing to not just the young kids also, but to just the teenage fan. And there are people who watch WWE who like Pitbull, There are people who want to see him perform, and there are people that want to see the Miami Heat cheerleaders,
no, there
dance on the stage.
Wait.
No, there aren't.
What?
The only people who would have appreciated what went on in Raw last night were the people from Miami and The Rock. Because that show last night was not put on for wrestling fans.
Yeah.
It was not put on for the people in the arena. It was put on for The Rock. And that's fucking selfish.
No. I want to scale that back. I want to scale that back a little bit. Can we insert a little bit?
Yeah, it's our turn.
It's our turn.
Yes. Your argument is your debate is over.
Yes.
Now we're gonna ask you for your silence, and we're gonna go on.
Well, I think I'm
sir.
with you to a point, Mad Mike. I did feel like, oh great, this is great for Miami. None of the rest of us care. But it was The Rock. It was him coming home. It was it was a home show there. So it was a show for Miami for the first at least half an hour. So that's
for the first half an hour and the.
Hey, I said silence.
Let him finish.
Let him finish. I don't remember the rest of the points. But,
okay, go ahead, Mike. Mad Mike. Go ahead.
There is no reason that they couldn't have saved any of that stuff for after Raw went off the air.
Mm-hmm.
There's absolutely no reason that they couldn't have done that as a surprise birthday party for The Rock after the cameras went off the air.
Okay. AJ brings up a great
reason
point.
for that.
AJ brought up a great point.
Okay.
If anyone has a right to be angry at what happened at Raw last night, it's the people that paid money to see it.
Yeah.
I'll agree with you on that.
The people,
So I have a right to be angry.
Step on me again. The people in attendance are the ones that paid money to go there live to see it.
Mm-hmm.
They're the real judges as to if that was a good show last night.
Mm-hmm.
They're from Miami. Chances are They enjoyed the show. Now, my turn.
Chachi's turn.
As far as the argument as there was no matches before the first hour and 7 minutes.
That's true.
I'll give you that. However, they did acknowledge wrestling. It just happens that both matches didn't make it to the ring.
If I can attach to that,
Go ahead.
If TNA did the same shit,
yes.
if TNA had that same exact show, we'd be tearing them
Well,
apart.
I don't know about same exact show.
No,
'cause
they had the same exact thing with their characters.
Okay.
If we were doing
Okay.
a birthday celebration for Karen Jarrett, or Jeff Jarrett, or Hulk Hogan,
Yeah,
if they were
yeah.
doing a birthday celebration for Hulk Hogan and had almost the same exact spots for the entire hour and 7 minutes, we'd be tearing them apart.
Here's the difference between that, Mike. Yeah, TNA's obviously done the half-hour thing with Hulk Hogan and their Immortal, blah, blah, you know, whatever configuration you want to throw at that. But here's my problem: is I was actually entertained by The Rock. Going into last night, I was not real hot on The Rock. I was kind of over the whole, hey, The Rock's back, yay, he's gonna go say his catchphrases and whatever, it's his birthday party. That's really kind of fucking stupid. But I sat there and I was entertained for that first hour of no wrestling.
Right.
That was like, I was sitting there watching those birthday segments in the back and some of the stuff there, and I was like, this is the non-wrestling reason why I watch professional wrestling. You know,
Sure.
well, wait a fish. The problem is TNA is trying to do all that stuff, and their mix of people or whatever, but none of them are The Rock. None of them can entertain me for an hour, a half hour in the ring with that kind of stuff, until you get to the Pitbull and thinking that, you know, that's still better than whatever NASCAR star they brought into TNA this week, or Jersey girl that can't do flips.
Okay.
So the point is, they're doing the exact same thing, but better and entertaining me.
Okay. But
I
the
will
Mad
say
one,
that the backstage segment
Yeah.
was funny.
Yes.
The backstage segment was funny. If they had just done that
Yes.
and the main event segment,
Yes.
I would have been okay with it.
Okay.
But if you really break down Raw and how much of that program was simply for The Rock, simply for a guy who left the company for 7 years
Yes.
to go off because he thought he was bigger than the business, because he thought he was bigger than WWE, had a shitty movie career, let's be honest, and then realized, oh man, I need to come back to wrestling because that's the only place where I was fucking popular.
Where in the world did Rock have a shitty movie career?
only towards the end was it pretty bad.
Alright, if you ask The Rock when he left where he thought he would be in 7 years, do you think it would be as the third lead in a Fast and the Furious sequel?
That's still a pretty good fucking spot.
I highly doubt that.
In a movie,
Okay,
in a movie where your top 3 stars are Vin Diesel,
Yeah.
Paul Walker, and The Rock, yeah, I think he's in a good spot.
He's making some good company
one
there.
Movie. That's the one movie he's done where he was actually, like, given a spot to make money.
And at this point,
off of his contract to make the movies, off of the actual buy rates. That's only because he came into a franchise that is a proven moneymaker.
Yeah.
I bet you asked The Rock 7-8 years ago, he thought he'd be leading his own franchise of movies.
Well, here's my thing.
All right, yeah. Well, actually, Chachi, you had something next, right?
yes, WrestleFan,
Then WrestleFan will go to you.
if you ever say a bad word about the Fast and the Furious franchise again, I will smack
That's
I
personal for him.
will smack a child.
There are a bunch of teenage girls in my high school that are really excited about it.
I will smack a child.
Whoa. Okay.
But
Now, okay,
no, I mean his movie career. Granted, it had some down points.
Dude, so did Vin Diesel's, you
right.
know? I mean, so did everybody's.
Exactly.
Come on.
Vin Diesel doesn't have a movie career. He has the Fast and the Furious series. That's his career. And Triple X.
He's got Riddick and Triple X. Yeah, you know.
And
so, and now, Vin Diesel has not always actually. Vin Diesel, I think, was close to quitting acting for a while because he actually has like a couple other businesses. He owns a gaming company. He's he's more than just acting as far as like Diesel is a renaissance man, I tell you.
I mean, listen,
So-
look, Bobby F. J. Town is in the chat room. He says The Rock had some hits. Steve Carell, Anne Hathaway, and The Rock. Okay?
Yeah.
Those are 3 pretty big names.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the
Christopher
Rock did not sell
Walken.
tickets to that.
Christopher
The Rock
Walken.
did not sell tickets to that movie.
Step on me again.
I just did.
Christopher Walken, Sean William Scott, and The Rock.
Yeah, and that movie did shit too.
That is not their fault that the movie
I'm not
did
saying
shit.
I
That's not
don't
the
like
point.
the movies. I'm just saying, if you ask The Rock what his movie career would be like 8 years after he left WWE, I guarantee he'd be ashamed of himself if he saw where his movie career was.
Yeah, and
He
Because
made
he thought he was.
he
thought
made
he was
$10
gonna
million
be the
per film.
I think he's doing good. I think
I'm
it's
pretty sure he's quite
got
fucking
paid
happy
that.
with his movie career.
yeah,
He's
yeah.
happy with the paychecks.
He's
I'd imagine.
That's
he
what
never
they
wants
do
to
it for. That's what anyone does it for. It's a paycheck.
yes,
It's a job.
there's not much art left in when you're doing movies like Fast Five. Sorry, it's
No,
not
no,
artistic.
no,
it's
right.
it's a popcorn
God
flick
damn.
or Faster
it's not gonna
or
win an
the
Oscar.
other guys or
Sure.
Why Did I Get Married Too? I mean, and he had a lot of bit stuff and everything, and he did the artsy movie that what was that one with Justin Timberlake and Kevin Smith was in it too. Sarah
Southland,
Michelle Gellar.
Southland.
He had leads with like game plan. I'm reading down his thing. Gridiron Gang. I mean, nothing. He's not doing fucking Transformers money. But come on. Yeah, well, now he
But
is.
Sorg, I
Now he
guarantee
is.
that's what he thought he was going to do.
Well,
fuck
then
what he
he-
wanted to
Guarantee
do.
He thought he was going to be like the new Schwarzenegger or the new Stallone or the new Bruce
I think he's
Willis.
pretty damn
And
close
he's
to being
not.
Hey, I don't see a Last Action Hero in here, buddy. I want to pause that on the Last Action Hero card.
Wait,
No,
okay.
no,
well,
no.
I just have one
I
point
see-
to make.
I see your
Doom?
Last Action Hero,
Okay.
and I raise you the Tooth Fairy.
The
I raised you Doom.
No,
Doom.
Tooth Fairy looks
That's-
worse than Doom.
Hey, he makes fun of Doom himself, so whatever.
Yeah.
But no,
But it's still
here's
not...
this is the thing.
Oh yeah, Race to Witch Mountain too.
Yeah,
That was
if
a-
you want to talk about, let's talk about Raw. And Mike, you mentioned that if they would have done the backstage segment and the end segment, then it would have been fine by what you expect. My
Yeah,
thing
because
is,
I actually wanted to watch wrestling, not just a let's jerk off the Rock.
No,
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
If you want to watch wrestling, you need to turn into Ring of Honor instead of Raw. Let's
Yeah,
let's
I mean,
set
that's
that
the thing.
straight.
but no.
You know, you're not watching TNA for
There was
wrestling.
there was more wrestling on TNA.
Oh,
and the
okay,
wrestling
we-
on TNA
okay.
was actually
How
pretty
did
good
you
this
enjoy that wrestling on TNA there, buddy?
week. It was actually pretty good.
It's actually kind of pretty good for TNA. Yeah, you know.
That's fine.
Wrestle
But
fan,
no,
you
this
got
is the
point.
thing.
But actually watch
Look-
the show. They
Wrestle fan,
legitimately
wrestle fan,
picked me
wrestle fan,
comparison to the show,
wrestle fan,
but no one did. So
Look
I'm
at
the
how
wrestle
look
fan.
at how
wrestle fan.
Wrestle fan.
look at how they built The Rock's birthday celebration. They built it, and this is their words, as the biggest birthday party on live television. If they would have given us
Did you
just a
watch
backstage
Johnny
segment
Carson?
and a part at the end, I would have been pissed off.
That's-
You know what?
there you
Wrestle
go.
fan brings
There
up
you
a good
go.
point.
And that's your
Hey, Mad Mike, if you wanted to watch wrestling, last night wasn't the night to do it because it was a birthday party.
That's right. They didn't advertise it as anything else. It
Yes.
doesn't even say wrestling in the company's name anymore.
Therefore,
Just
Oh, fuck
abandon
that.
all hope and go watch something else.
right?
Be Cool was pretty good. I like The Rock in that.
Be Cool
Yeah.
was good.
I'm going to think about like movies The Rock was in.
Right.
Like apparently he had a spot on Hannah Montana. He did a voice on Transformers Prime. I mean, he was all over the place. You know, that motherfucker. Although I loved when he was in Rio 911 Miami. He got blew the fuck
He
up.
was in
was
that.
pretty
Yeah, I
cool.
remember that.
That was pretty cool. I never saw Gridiron Gang or what's the other one?
He played with
This-
fucking Samuel L. Jackson.
and the other guys? That was fucking cool.
It was.
I was geeked for that. That was
Come on.
Yeah, that's cool.
I didn't see it.
I was a fan of the Rundown.
Well, don't blame
You
The
know,
Rock because you're not out watching movies.
That's like the TNA role right there.
I blame
Let's see.
Will Ferrell for me not watching that movie.
I mean, let's be honest. That Mummy Returns thing was just what the fuck.
right.
You know, he's in it digitally. What? Ay. Yeah, we all hated that. Come on. He was in a movie called Long Shot in 2001 as a mugger. Huh. That's weird.
Of course.
Oh, but still, at least he's no Kurt Angle.
Oh god, yeah, because Kurt Angle's movie career is doing amazing.
Which is I want to.
Yeah, but
Well-
see, Kurt Angle never left wrestling. I mean, granted, he probably should.
He's going to leave wrestling, maybe not on his own terms.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna leave wrestling and go back to the Olympics.
Angle,
You know what?
Yeah, he's going to go back to the. You heard about this? And Kurt Angle says he's going to try out for the Olympics and prove that he can still
I
cut
love the
it.
quote. I still feel pretty good for 44 years old.
He almost killed himself the first time.
Hey, you know, at least in the Olympics, he won't have to do a fucking moonsault off a cage where he hits
You
no
know,
one.
I don't know if he knows he can't do that at this point.
I would like
I
to
mean-
bring something else up.
Okay.
Go on, I lost it.
The
Well,
Kurt Angle.
it's
No,
like
it was
like when
The
Terry
Rock.
Funk thinks he can do a moonsault.
Yeah.
Oh,
Terry Funk can do a moonsault.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
no, he cannot.
yes, he can.
No, yes, he can, wrestle fan.
Well, I don't know if he can still do a moonsault.
Well, maybe not right now.
Right.
but-
I don't know if he'll get up from a moonsault,
Yeah.
but he could probably do it.
But I mean, okay, The Rock, I applaud him. I applaud The Rock
Okay.
because he left when he was hot.
Okay.
He went and did his movie thing.
Okay.
He banked his cash.
Okay.
He has money to take care of his family now.
Okay.
He has more than enough money to take care of his family's family.
I think he has enough money to take care of the entire island of Samoa.
Right.
Okay.
So
And
I think
all the
he had that
dinosaurs.
fight before
I
he
am
left.
not. I refuse to say anything bad about that
Okay.
because he went out and he did something smart.
Business decision.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if some of his movies were bad. I enjoyed most of his movies.
Everybody makes bad decisions. Tell me an
Exactly.
actor that's never done a bad movie.
Right.
Anybody?
Samuel Jackson.
Hey, wait! Didn't he get eaten by a shark in that one movie?
Hold
Yeah,
on, let me
your
bring up.
point.
Let me bring up IMDb
It was,
before I can find a
Snakes on a motherfucking
Yes,
plane.
thank you.
Snakes on
Thank
a
you.
motherfucking plane.
Thank you.
Why are you insulting the greatest movie of all time?
That movie was terrible.
It was
Black Snake.
I am
Moan.
wait. It was hilarious. I love that movie, but it's fucking terrible.
Black
Yeah, but they
Snake
know
Moan.
it's terrible. So
Black Snake Moan.
Awesome.
I mean, Samuel Jackson will be like, it's a
He'll
script
he'll,
and
he'll
it's
only
money.
do movies with snakes in the title.
I mean, granted, we don't see The Rock in any of the Star Wars prequels or anything, or the Avengers.
It's like Street Sharks.
Riz has brought up another good one. Steven Seagal.
We can't even do it. Now,
His
Steven
entire
Seagal,
movie career is a joke.
I saw him at UFC. He was in the crowd at UFC on Saturday night. By the way, UFC.
He was in the ring at
fucking
UFC.
great. Was he in the ring? I missed that. That's awesome.
Well, no. He was in the ring in spirit because someone used a goddamn crane kick.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I remember that. That guy. Oh, was that the guy that his face got... No. That was Randy Couture, lost,
Oh
right?
man! Oh,
No,
poor
this
Randy
one guy.
Couture.
I saw a nose get shattered on Saturday night. It was crazy, man. But still, it's just like, I don't know. Afro Samurai, the Spirit,
Did you look up Samuel
Spirit.
Jackson's IMDb?
the fucking Spirit. Snakes on a Plane was better than the Spirit. Something called Gospel Hill Jumper.
Yes, it was.
Cleaner 1408. No. Yeah, Black Snake Moan. But no, how does this show degenerated in us looking up
That's funny.
Samuel Jackson?
There's some guy in the chat room, Mr. New Jersey,
What's up?
because that's a real winner. You'll
Yeah, I
notice
just
that
banned him.
you know those his messages are deleted. He just said that anyone older than 11 watching wrestling is a fucking joke.
Yeah, because I'm
Yeah.
sure he wasn't watching wrestling after the age.
Right, and Bobby has my rebuttal.
Anybody that comes into a chat room to make fun of people has no life.
Yeah,
Yeah, what are you doing
Especially
on
when
a
the
Tuesday
chat room
night?
is about wrestling.
Like, you-
and
you-
come in to make
You
fun of
you
wrestling.
sought us out. Unless there's some kind of randomizer on Justin TV I don't know about. Whatever. Hey,
Yeah,
come
We're
on.
probably on the front page because
Come
we're
on.
awesome.
you looked us up.
Oh.
We didn't come to you.
We don't go looking for you. It's like
And plus,
an
he's
SCP
from
model.
New Jersey.
People look for
I mean,
our
my
stuff.
God, I can smell Jersey from here. It's not good.
I can too, and I'm on the other side of Pennsylvania.
Right.
All right.
That is-
Anyways, do we have any?
Although, to be fair, that might be a waft of Cleveland, sort of.
That's true. It kind of mixes. It's just
Yeah.
yeah. Is there anything else we want to get in here? You had a great talk. I think we had a great talk to wrap this up. What's that?
Hey, WrestleFan, do we want to talk about?
There's that thing.
Wait, is this thing going to take 5 minutes?
All right.
No, it'll take 2 minutes because the show will end from everyone vomiting.
I'll explain the backstory since no one watches TNA.
Yes, fine. Okay. I'll explain it. So basically, the Kurt Angle Jeff Jarrett storyline has continued, and it is continued to the point where Kurt Angle has put a hit out on Karen Jarrett with his mistress. And they did the segment last. I did watch the segment on Impact where Karen Jarrett was interrogating all the knockouts and the caterer and the seamstress, which I actually thought was hilarious. Especially a quote of the night from Velvet Sky. I love Taco Tuesday.
Yeah. Thank you, Velvet. Taco Tuesday.
Taco Tuesday. But no. So this is my problem. And I believe Kurt Angle announced that next week, the mistress will be revealed. It's not going to be revealed this week because TNA has no continuity.
Well, no. WrestleFan, you can't read TNA spoilers as gospel because the TNA spoilers don't talk about any of the pre-shoots that they do.
Right, they could change anything at any time, but the week after, the mistress has been revealed, as someone, that we all love in wrestling. We all love, we love her / him, Joni Lawler, aka Chyna.
Oh.
Is Kurt Angle's mistress.
Ah.
All right.
Are you vomiting out your eyes now?
Watch the product. I need to clean up his muckety muck. Kurt Angle said that this was not a mistress in the full sense of the word because it was a business relationship. It was not a physical relationship. So rest assured, people, on TNA television, Kurt Angle is not fucking Chyna.
No, because Chyna does. You don't fuck Chyna. Chyna fucks you. All right.
With her giant.
I would just like to point out something that Bobby once again said in the chat room, and that's more entertaining than WWE.
No, because that makes sense with what I was saying. The Impact I saw last week was more entertaining than WWE this week.
Okay, watch it again next week, Mike. And tell me what you think.
Yeah, let's see if they can have 2 good shows in a row.
Yeah, let's see how that consistency goes.
Well, I don't expect WWE to put on 2 bad shows in a row.
Well, no. Well, I mean, even compare this Impact to this last night's Raw.
I will. I always do that.
Okay, we'll do.
I stopped trying.
Like I said, I just forgot the whole thing existed.
Yeah, it's okay.
So
it's okay.
You really don't have a basis for comparison.
It's okay to like wrestling as a whole.
And good.
You're right. I don't compare it because I don't fucking watch it.
I do, and you can't insult me for that because I'm the only one who actually watched both fucking shows to compare it.
I never.
On that note, guys, let's wrap this up. Let's wrap this up. Let's go around here. Chachi, what did you learn from wrestling this week?
I loved Raw last night. That's what I learned.
Yes.
I learned that there is nothing better they could have done last night.
Okay.
What they did is what they needed to do.
Okay. All right. It was fun. Cool. Mike, what'd you learn from wrestling this week?
I learned that you're all fucking idiots.
Hang up on them.
No, seriously. I learned that The Rock doesn't entertain me anymore.
Okay.
I've seen too much of The Rock, and right now The Rock is just doing the same shtick he did 10 years ago, and it doesn't work for me anymore.
And to be fair, you're not the only one that shares that sentiment. I know the Tech Buzz on Twitter, we've been discussing that. He's kind of like over The Rock, and it's like, oh, this guy was a has-been from like 10 years ago. I don't completely agree with that statement. Well, I don't agree with in general with what he's saying, but he seems along the lines of what Mike's thinking. There's people that are like that. Like, who's this guy? He's a has-been. Like, mostly because you haven't seen him for 7 years in wrestling. So to that point, to see the other side of the coin, it's okay, Chachi. It's okay. It's okay.
My brain has
It's
just
just-
fucking exploded.
It's just
I
I
agree
don't
with
like
you, Chachi,
guys who
but-
don't advance their personalities at all. It's like Hulk Hogan and Ric
Whoa.
Flair.
Wait!
Whoa! Everybody stop! Everybody stop! No, we're not getting into this. This is seriously.
Stop
Chachi's
it.
walking away.
It's 9 o'clock.
Chachi just walked
It's
away.
9 o'clock. I want to go to bed before noon. Before midnight.
No. You just set a fire there, Mike, and I'm with you. Oh my
He's
God!
doing the same
Don't
shit,
do this
just
this
like
late in the show.
Hogan and
I
Flair.
want to
Whoa.
go to bed before
Matt,
midnight.
WrestleFan, what'd you learn from wrestling this week?
I learned that Luke is a dipshit.
Luke is a dipshit. That's tough enough for you. Oh my God, I had something. That I learned. Chachi is like, he's got his jacket on and he's walking out the back door. Don't you slam that door on me.
Yeah, because it's real mature to walk out on a discussion.
No, that wasn't, no, to be fair, that wasn't a discussion. That was a
That was far
fucking
from
blast of what the
I
fuck.
was trying to make a point, and he was trying to step on me.
Oh my God. What did I learn? What the fuck did I
I
learn?
told you I was angry. So
You are
What'd you learn?
angry, man. You just need, like, we're gonna start an angry cast for you because I can't contain all this.
We're
in one
getting
show.
angry.
You
We're
just
getting
piss off
angry.
everybody, the chat room. My CTO just left the damn building, literally.
He's probably smoking outside.
I can't even remember. I can't even remember what I was gonna say.
Right. While you're trying to remember from the chat room,
Sure.
Riz learned that Lillian Garcia can still get him a patriotic boner.
So his boner is red, white, and blue?
No, I just think it's a half-mast. Anyway,
Oh.
Bobby F. J-Town learned that he bought Albert of the River's theme song on iTunes, and he's going to blast it in his car with the windows down so he can honk. So he's going to pull into his driveway and honk his horn. And Roman candles will also be
That
in
was
his
great.
carpool.
We were actually discussing this on Twitter last night or the night before. I told him do it in my neighborhood because there's a lot of Mexicans around. It'd be entertaining.
Oh, and also one other thing I learned. Christian is getting a Rey Mysterio push.
Nice. Hey, it's better than nothing, you know? It's better than
It's
nothing.
better than nothing, and I will take it because I love Christian, but he is getting a Rey Mysterio push.
I
And
learned.
it's even more evident by the fact that he's going to be fighting Mark Henry now.
So I learned that I can't control the anger with wrestling anymore. Wow.
I promise I'll be a lot less angry next week.
I hope
Will
so.
you please?
I hope so.
Yes.
I also
will.
don't want to be a wall when Matt and Mike is watching wrestling. Because he's probably punching it. And children.
And children.
So,
That's why I
Wait,
didn't come up to New York.
Sorry, I
That's
don't-
why I didn't visit you in New York, Mike.
For the record, I do not punch children. I just throw the fortune symbol in their face
Bobby F.J.
and
Town.
tell them Jeopardy lost.
I don't think this was read, but Bobby F.J. Town wanted me to also read. I also learned that people can be wrong, and Chachi is my hero.
Yes. Can't be wrong.
But he was wearing a cape this weekend. All right, guys, we're getting out of here. Wrestling Mayhem Show. I'm sure you have something to say about whatever just happened. Good times at WrestlingMayhemShow.com, 412-206. 412-206 WMS0. It's 9670 for the rest of you for those last couple of digits. Of course, we're at WrestlingMayhemShow.com, at Mayhem Show on Twitter. And go to Wrestling
If
Mayhem.
you have any personal emails to me about my anger outburst,
Attention, because we will read them on the air.
I
we'll
am
start
Mad Mike
that
483 on Twitter.
Character advancement statement. Oh my God, we can have a whole show on it.
And we will.
And we, oh God, please, something. He's not putting headphones back on. Chachi's over there, but he can't hear anything.
I am
And,
not putting headphones
Bobby F. J. Town said that you're his hero.
I am not putting headphones
Well, that's why I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Go to sorgatronmedia.com. We got a whole bunch of stuff coming from Pittsburgh Comic Con. We have interviews with Byron Winton, I think his name off the top of my head, and Timothy Lance, who does the Archeon Tarot. And thanks to our friends over at comicbookpit.com. We also got a new series that should be starting here by the end of the week, starring Chachi. Give your I'm a superstar smile. Yeah, that's good enough. So all at sorgatronmedia.com. for everything going out there. For the mad one, WrestleFan and Super Chachi. We'll see you guys next week.
Help me.
Just wait, just wait, just wait, just wait. Wait for the perfect time, then attack. Don't give up what you want, take